Ladies and gentlemen, we are back in season 2 of this Glory Hunter series. This could be the penultimate episode of season 2. We have a few games to bring you. We've made some great progress in the Champions League. We have one hand on the Premier League trophy, which I'm delighted to say. Given at the start of the season, I didn't think a realistic challenge, a realistic Premier League challenge was something we'd be talking about, but here we are. So we're going to jump in, show you the results of the games we've already played, and then we're going to play the game against Burnley, which could win us the Premier League title. So after our last game against Chelsea, obviously we had a very, very disappointing 4-0 defeat then. We followed that up with a 2-1 win away to Ipswich. As we see here, we did concede the early goal. We pulled it back then to win 2-1 and with goals obviously from Harvey Barnes and Jonathan David. We'll show the goals here first of all. As we see, Jaden makes a break inside. He's got far too much space, plays a lovely ball forward to Clark. It's a very nice header. It's a very smart header to get away from Diogo Costa. Suspicion of offside, but he was on. And as we'll see then, a free kick short to Samuel Justo, bounces around the box a little bit before it's put in the net. And then Harvey Barnes with a cheeky back heel gets the return from Pablo Roberto to make it 2-1. We then followed that up with our away leg against Barcelona in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. As we can see, we've come away with a 1-1 draw, which is very, very pleasing. A very good result to get at Camp Nou. We did, of course, take a lead through Anthony Gordon, and it was late in the second half when we could see the equaliser, but we played well, and that is the main thing. As we see Anthony Gordon breaking down the right-hand side as he drives inside on his right foot, fires the ball past Ter Stegen. In the 81st minute then, as we see the ball comes out to Araujo, he makes a run into our left-hand side. Lewis Miley doesn't clear the ball, he tries to play back to the defender. It's very, very poor. And Lewandowski is there to put the goal in the back of the net. We followed that up with a game against Leicester. Again, some heavy rotation going on. We're trying to keep everybody fit. We've come home with, where we are at home, we've come away there with a 3-0 win. Again, of course, obviously we'll show you the goals now. Adeyemi is making his return from an injury as his corner comes in, clears far Samuel Justo, gives it back to Adeyemi, and a lovely first time finish in on the keeper's far top right corner. As we see Lewis Miley and Tino Livramento combining, he gets away from the defender, I think he feints the pass there and takes a left foot shot, and the ball's in the net. Alex Valle then breaks down our left hand side, cuts it back to Roberto, a nice ball across the box to Runa Bargi at the back post unmarked to make it 3-0. We then followed that up with our home leg against Barcelona, and yes, you're seeing that correctly, it's not a mistake. We did come home with a 4-0 victory there to see us through to the semi-finals. 5-1 on aggregate, and we'll show you the goals here. Eric Garcia again, obviously against his former club, playing a nice little bit of football down the left hand side. The ball comes to Bruno Guimaraes, and his cross is met by Isak at the near post to make it 1-0. Alex Valle then, of course, on loan from Barcelona as well, combines well with Adeyemi as he crosses the ball back to Isak to make it 2-0 in the 73rd minute. In the 84th minute, a corner from Bruno Guimaraes is met by Eric Garcia to make it 3-0. And a nice little tackle here from Harvey Barnes. Gets away from his defender, goes in one-on-one with the goalkeeper and fires home to make it 4-0. An absolutely incredible result in the Northeast. We followed that up then with a game against Fulham. We are away, of course. Fulham are bottom of the league. Again, we are top of the league. We've come out here with a 2-1 victory, which is very, very pleasing. It's put us in absolute prime position to potentially go on and win the league in this next game. As we see, Eric Garcia finding Pablo Roberto, looks for Gordon on the right hand side. His pass back to Roberto is met with a first time finish. He was just fractionally onside to make it 1-0 before Carlos Vinicius scores a penalty in the 29th minute. Calabria then but in the 50th minute, getting a big cross in the back post. Adeyemi's header comes back off the post initially. There's a little bit of a scramble, but Adeyemi is there to make it 2-1. That takes us into the current game against Burnley. We have a quick look at the Premier League. As we can see, we still have 2 games in hand over Liverpool, 1 game in hand over Spurs. Liverpool at this stage can only finish on a maximum 82 points, so we need 1 draw from the next 5 games. We need to pick up 1 point to get absolutely clear of Liverpool. Spurs do have played 1 game extra. They're on 73 points level with Liverpool, only behind on goal difference. The maximum points they can earn is 85. We can earn 85 points with a win in the next game against bottom club Fulham, who are already relegated, I should point out. They are also playing Spurs as well, I should point out. So I would expect Spurs to win that game. I would expect us to beat Burnley, who are second bottom, of course. We can go, and this game, actually, looking at the points totals, if we win this game, Burnley should be relegated. And so after bringing you the goals from the games we've had already, we decided to fully record the game against Burnley, which was the next Premier League game, in the hope that potentially Spurs might have lost or drawn with Fulham, which, let's be honest, was not expected, because there was a possibility we may have won the Premier League title then. We did beat Burnley 2-1, and we'll show you the goals here very quickly. At the same time, Spurs did beat Fulham 2-0 as well. So Spurs are now currently sitting 9 points behind us. The maximum points they can get is 9. We're about to play Manchester United and win the league if we win. As we see, Lewis Miley plays the ball here to Gordon, plays a nice through ball into Alexander Isak to make it 1-0. Burnley equalised shortly after, as there's a bit of a mix-up here, and the ball falls to Chalov, who equalises. And in the 30th minute then, Adeyemi whips in a corner to the back post. Sven Botman scores to make it 2-1, and that's how it finished. As we mentioned, at the same time, Spurs also did win their game, so they are still mathematically within the chance of beating us. We do need to obviously pick up at least a draw in one of our last 3 games. We then faced a first leg in the semi-final of the Champions League against PSG. We are away, of course, at the Parc des Princes. As you'll see there, we've come away with a 1-1 draw. It was a very, very pleasing result, of course. It does mean the next game is in front of our home fans, and they might have enough to get us through. As we see, Alexander Isak scoring a penalty in the 22nd minute. And in the 55th minute, as we see, the ball comes to Marquinhos, makes a nice move forward, finds Dembele, who does a little bit of a Rabona type cross, and it comes over, comes in off Eric Garcia for a own goal. So we do have a 1-1 draw to bring home with us. In the other leg, in the other half of the semi-final draw, as you see, Liverpool are currently beating Bayern Munich 3-1. I do fancy my chances if we were to go through the final. I fancy my chances to beat Liverpool more than I would against Bayern Munich. But we are about to play Man United in this final game. As we see from the league table, we are 9 points ahead of Spurs. We are 12 points ahead of Liverpool. We need 1 point from the last 3 games to secure the league title. I am absolutely hoping it is going to be this game. We're going to go with as strong a lineup as we possibly can. As we see, we have everybody fully fit with the exception of Lewis Hall. We do need to maybe bring in Jamal Lewis for left back cover. So we'll drop out Jonathan Tah perhaps. So we'll bring in Pablo Roberto into the Mezzala role as well. So here we go. All we need is a draw. If we can draw this game or win, of course, we will be crowned Premier League champions. As I mentioned before, it's not something I was expecting in only the second season. Expect to win to keep the good form going. But it's certainly a nice position to be in. And knowing that over the course of 3 hard games, I should add, we're playing, of course, Manchester United now. Our next game is against Liverpool. Our final game is against Arsenal. Two title challengers we've had this season. As we find the ball, comes over to Bruno Guimaraes, comes to Alex Valle, cuts a nice cross back in the back post, but Isak rises and heads over. We will be keeping a little eye on the Spurs game as well. They are already 2-0 up within 16 minutes. They are playing against Leeds. Leeds are in a bit of a relegation scrap as well. Leeds or Everton possibly could go down, sitting only a point difference between the two. We're going to change up our mentality to go very attacking actually. There's a nice challenge there from Livramento. He's got an opportunity to go forward, brings it right to Gordon. He's going all the way to the byline. He's going to have a go, and there's a very good save there from Onana. And I feel like it's going to be one of those kind of games. I think we're going to struggle potentially and then maybe lose at the end. As Onana comes and clears from the corner, Roberto recovers the ball, finds Gordon on the right. Nothing, the highlight just came to an end there. Adeyemi with another corner, comes into the back post, and it's wide by Botman. So Spurs currently winning, of course. They are 7 points behind us. We need just a draw. That's all we need. This one should be the easier of the 3 remaining games. So see, the ball comes into Isak. There's a goal. It's a good start. Good start, boys. Get on. You see Mason Mount a bit careless giving the ball away. One back by Roberto comes to, I think it was a Tonali there, as the ball comes back across Pablo Roberto, following in to make it 1-0 in the 29th, 30th minute. So this is a pleasing performance so far. We're doing well, we're nice and settled. As Dallo goes back to Inacio, didn't realise United had Inacio. Shaw looks to play the ball far right. Ball is won up by Valet. If the ball comes right now to Gordon, who's again getting down that right hand side. There's a nice cross in the Alexander Isak for his 41st goal of the season. Not sure how many that is in the league, but 41 in total. You see Paulo Roberto wins the ball, finds Gordon, and he takes on Luke Shaw. It's a little too easy for him as he gets all the way to the byline. And Isak, you would expect the goalkeeper to do better from there, but that's a very, very good finish by Alexander Isak. Picking up 2 yellow cards here for Butman and Livramento. Spurs still just 2-0 up. Not that it really matters. All we need to do is not lose. Ball comes in the box. It's cleared out. Mason Mount's tracking the ball here. He's bringing it forward. Finds Garnacho on the left. Tries to play it in front of Tonali, but Tonali's too quick for him. And Bamba goes all the way back to Costa. As the ball moves left now, finds Alex Valle. He's making a run down our left wing. Comes back inside. Can't find Adeyemi. Botman cuts it out. Roberto now plays wide right down to Gordon and cut back again to Alexander Isak for number 42 of the season. 3-0 going into half time. Premier League champions, here we come. Watch that again. Lovely lift over the top from Roberto into Gordon, and just lays it back nicely to Alexander Isak. That is a very calm, very composed finish. And that's what we like to see. So 3-0 at halftime in front of our home fans. What a 45 minutes. We've blown them away. Absolutely. United making 2 changes, bringing in Michael Olise. I did not realize they had him. He's picked up an injury. Bruno Guimaraes has picked up an injury. But that's okay. We can handle that. We can bring Joe Willock in here. I'll just make that one change for now. We're 53 minutes in. Michael Olise, potential groin injury. He's not going to last. Sandro Tonali now with a free kick. It's hit the roof of the net. Mason Mount has come out for United. Got to keep an eye on these fitness levels now. Anthony Gordon playing very well, of course. Karim Adeyemi, Alexander Isak on a double. Scored a brace so far. Would like him to get a hat-trick if possible. Ball comes down our right-hand side. Livramento, easy to pick it up. Comes back into Bamba, across to Botman. He's looking to go left. Finds Adeyemi. There's a nice touch off to Willock. There's a nice 3 ball into Alexander Isak. Cuts it back to Adeyemi. Adeyemi scores his 20th goal of the season to make it 4-0. This is very pleasing. We're going to bring Rooney Bargy in for Anthony Gordon. As we see the replay, Isak cuts it back to Adeyemi on his left foot. Keeper gets a hand on it. I'm not sure if there's a touch from Ugarte there as well. But Anana gets a hand on it. Probably should have done better. But we are 4-0 in the lead. It's safe to say we have got this wrapped up. A big deep cross in. Anana comes to claim it. Does well. Botman and Livramento carrying yellow cards. Isak, I really want you to get a hat-trick, but you're struggling on fitness a little bit. So I'm going to bring you out. Pablo Roberto having a very good game in centre midfield. And Tino Livramento carrying a booking and struggling on fitness as well. So we're going to bring you out for the last 20 minutes. As we make our final 3 changes. See Botman now coming up the left wing. Finds Valle. He's going all the way to the byline. Keep it in the corner. Finds Joe Willock. Ball comes back. Rooney's missed it. He's hit the post. Willock picks up the loose ball as Højlund can't get it under control. 15 minutes left to go. I mean, it would be foolish of me to assume we have this wrapped up, but given how late in the game it is in the match, I mean, we're Premier League champions now. We've done it within 2 seasons, presumably. As Kobe Mainu, and the right goes back to Malacia, comes inside for Hanko. Goes all the way back to goalkeeper. Comes to Inacio. Minu involved again. Finds Fratesi. He's going all the way to the line. Comes to Hoyland. There's a goal. I mean, it's like Spurs in real life. You know, we're always liable to concede, but we're already 4 goals up. I mean, it's the 84th minute. I'm not hitting the panic button because I think we can. I think it's safe to assume we'll probably would. That being said, in the next 10 minutes, I'm expecting a potential onslaught on our goal. As Olise takes a free kick, finds Kobe Menu. It's coming all the way to the left. It's blocked from Inacio's attempted cross. Comes to Rune Bargi. He's got space to run into. Brings the ball back inside to Jonathan David. Can't quite get on the end of it. Scarnaccio now comes inside. It's cut out by Valle. Finds Adeyemi. Back to Botman. We're just retaining the ball very well here. Into Bamba in central defence. Looks for Calabria on the right. Finds Rune Bargi. Comes back inside to Tonali. Bargi again. There's a nice ball into Jonathan David. Squares across to Adeyemi. They make it 5-1. As you see it again, Sandro Tonali gets back to Rune Bargi. There's a nice pass forward into Jonathan David. Doesn't try to do anything too complicated, just brings it back across the face of the goal. And Adeyemi coming rushing in from the left hand side to make it 5-1. Time's nearly up, but ref, let's not add on loads of extra stoppage time. As Hoyland was offside there. Could have been dangerous. But we're about to wrap it up. 7 minutes out of time. The fans are calling for the whistle. Sandro Tonali, far too easy an interception. As Adeyemi breaks down our left hand side. Just keep the ball. Don't do anything silly. He's firing it back to Miley. Has a go, but it's blocked. The ball comes to Hoyland now. And Bamba with something of a challenge. I'm not quite sure what that was. Final whistle. And we've done it. Premier League champions in the second season. Absolutely thrilled. Get in. Delighted. Couldn't have wished for any better. So the first, I guess that's the first part of the challenge completed. We've won the League Cup. We've won the FA Cup. We've won the Premier League title. The England portion of our Glory Hunter. Sorry, I'm just taking it all in. The English portion of our Glory Hunter search is completed. We've won the 3 major trophies. I'm going to stick around throughout the summer. I do want to win the Charity Shield as well, the Community Shield, just to cross it off. I know it's not part of the challenge. It's one of the minor trophies, but you know we're going to feature in it. We already featured in it last year and we lost it. We would like to close it off with a win. Newcastle are the Premier League champions for the 2024-25 season. Absolutely brilliant. We are champions. Let's go. Which is an incredible achievement, I think, in only 2 years with Newcastle. I think we've done very well here to win the Premier League title. We've won all 3 trophies. Newcastle do the double. Bruno Guimaraes is out for 3 weeks. He might miss Champions League final if we get there. Adeyemi bonus paid. Bonus is paid everywhere. So let's just take a little look at that. Let's drink that in. So Man City have won, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row, and we've broken the duct. Absolutely thrilled with that. So there is one more episode to come for season 2. That will be at the end of the season. We do face PSG next at home in the Champions League semi-final second leg. We have the end games against Liverpool, Aston Villa, and Arsenal. That game against Aston Villa being rearranged from earlier. So we have those games to come. There is going to be some heavy squad rotation. Making sure players are fit. We desperately want to get to the Champions League final. It would be absolutely incredible if we face Liverpool. I feel confident that we can beat them. If we have a look at our past meetings, our history, we can see that we have beat them twice out of 3 games. And the most recent of those games, we have won the 2 most recent games. We do, of course, have to play them again in the league in our next game. But it's gone very, very well. So we're going to wrap it up for this episode. We will be back to wrap up the end of the season, hopefully with a Champions League final to play. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, thank you and take care. Thank you for watching this video. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. It helps us to grow and helps us to bring you more videos like this. Please also leave a like and share the video as well, and please do leave a comment. We would love to hear your feedback also. That's it for now. You can watch one of these recommended videos, but we will see you in the next one. Until then, thank you and take care.